Rock Metal Nation, what is up? Real quick before we get started, I just wanted to let you know that Rock Metal Studios, the very same studio that brings you the Rock Metal podcast, is looking to help bands who are able to record their tracks either at home or in a professional recording studio, but need some help mixing. Go ahead and send me an email at therockmetalpodcast@gmail.com. That's therockmetalpodcast@gmail.com. We can go ahead and discuss mixing your tracks for free. The Rock Metal Podcast, episode 118 with SongHammer. In the middle of the night. All right, Rock Metal Nation, what is up? This is John from the Rock Metal Podcast. That sample you just heard was Eat Us Alive by SongHammer, who I've got on the show with me right now. They are the creative brainchild of Ben Shredhammer Stewart and Dustin Croonhammer Miller. These titans of rock have combined forces to create a style of music that is a perfect soundtrack for the PvP and PvE video gaming community, the Comic-Con community, sci-fi enthusiasts, fantasy heads, and cosplayers around the globe. So Rock Metal Nation, if any of that perked your ears, made the hair on the back of your neck tingle, your ears and your eyes frothing with what could come, well, then you are gonna the perfect spot, because guess what? SongHammer's original music has been featured on the World of Warcraft game launcher, premiered at international gaming conventions like Gamescom in Germany, and broadcast on network news and DirecTV. And I've got Ben and Devanon on the show right now to chat more about this amazing project that they've got going on. So Ben, Devanon, welcome to the show.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
Awesome. We're stoked to be here.
Let's go ahead and listen back to that track, Eat Us Alive.
Alive, cool down, got soul. Nightmare is a rock and roll. Hey crew, let's ride. This doom is gonna eat us alive. Fight for the kingdom, fight for the souls, fight for the weapons, fight for the gold, fight for the weak, fight for the right, fight for the orcs, fight for the knights, fight for the power, fight through the pain, fight Kill Jedi, fight in the rain, fight for the glory, fight through the night, fight till we all sit together in the light. Cool down, got soul, nightmare is a rock and roll. Hey crew, let's ride, this tomb is gonna eat us alive. Cool down, got soul, nightmare is a rock and roll. Hey crew, let's ride, this doom is gonna eat us alive. Let's ride.
All right, come back from Eat Us Alive. I love the vocal effects, and I don't know what is backing up the guitars, but like it's cool.
It's interesting because when we're SongHammer's writing a song, we have our home studio and we're writing a song, and that song took probably about 200 man hours, as we were crafting it. And when we went into the studio, it was about a minute and a half longer than what it ended up being. And we just got brutal. We were like, no, don't need it. No, don't need it. Verse, no, don't need it. Just don't need it. And so we work with, we do all of our own production, and then we bring in another producer to try and get fresh ears on it. And he was like, well, what if we just stop the music on these breaks or whatever? We're like, yeah, stop the music. Let's do it. And then I said, well, what if it was a robot sound? And Croonhammer, the other vocalist, he's like, yeah, robots always win. And so we did this robot effect that we used an auto tuner and we used a few other effects to create this almost Cylon-esque kind of robot dude. And then we also used like a talk box underneath it. And that's kind of what you're hearing all at the same time.
Wow. Very cool stuff. Now, I'm curious for Rock Nation listening in who wants to know the connection, or maybe they even already know the connection. What is Eat Us Alive about?
So we, as you said before, we do music inspired. Some of our music is inspired by Blizzard games. And if you don't know Blizzard Entertainment, they create some of the best video games in the world. The World of Warcraft, StarCraft, Overwatch, which is just insane. Yeah. Diablo and Hearthstone and Heroes of the Storm. And so we have the ultimate pleasure to meet with their development teams before they put patches or expansions out and before they do these brand new, beautiful expansions to their games. And then we get to kind of peek in and glean chestnuts from what their development teams are doing. And then we get to write some original epic rock based off of these games. And so Eat Us Alive was based on the patch 7.2 from the Legion expansion. We have another song called Legion that's on the same EP as Eat Us Alive. And it was the first rock video that World of Warcraft decided to put on their game launcher. And it's the only third-party content that they have ever put in on the video game launcher for World of Warcraft. And Eat Us Alive was the second one that they did. And so we're basically in the new expansion of Eat Us Alive. There's a few things that are going in there. I said the expansion of Eat Us Alive, the expansion of World of Warcraft. And so we're talking about like skeletal mounts that you can, get in there. We're talking about, how many bosses, 9-boss dungeon, there's 9 bosses in the first tier. And so we talked about some of the things that were coming up in that expansion. And then in it was called the Tomb of Sargeras. And so we say, Gul'dan's got soul, but this tomb is a rock and roll, let's ride because this tomb is going to eat us alive, and sure enough, I mean, I'm not anything. Croonhammer, the other singer guitar player, that dude he literally is a mythic player, and that means that he's playing in some of the hardest level, the hardest sphere of World of Warcraft, and even he was like, man, this is kicking my butt. so we wrote the lyrics to, talk about how hard it is in this tomb, and then I want to get the hell out of there.
Rock Metal Nation, if you want to go to today's show notes, www.therockmetalpodcast.ca. As a bonus, we've got a music video for Eat Us Alive. Now, tremendous music video, going back into the special effects, eyes are glowing, there's all kinds of cool stuff. Go ahead and take us through the production of the music video, the inspiration behind the music video, maybe even some stories behind the music video.
Yeah. Well, David, first of all, this is Deathhammer. He's our other guitar player in the band SongHammer. And what were some of your impressions about filming the video?
It was, first of all, it was a ton of fun. We worked with incredibly talented people, all the way around. We were, as you could tell in some parts of the video, we were in makeup. And that was a fun experience. And the incredible people that we worked with, people like Greg Grunberg was in the video.
Right. Greg Grunberg is some of the cameos. The basic idea of the video is that Croonhammer and I, Shredhammer, were playing some PvP video games, and then we get there's a serious boss in there, and she's just taking us out. And so we end up getting sucked into the video game, and we have to battle this mega boss over and over again. And she cuts off my head, and she, shoots Croonhammer, and we just keep dying over and over, and then we're respawning. Well, to help us sing through some of the parts of the song, we got Greg Grunberg, like Deathhammer was saying. And Greg Grunberg, he was Matt Parkman on the show Heroes. He was in The Force Awakens, the movie. He was in the Star Trek Beyond. So he's a dope actor and a huge SongHammer fan. And so we filmed their portions of the video actually at San Diego Comic-Con. We do sketch production for the Channel 5 News in San Diego as SongHammer's, rock cosplay extravaganza. And so we bring different people in, and then there were some different actors and actresses that were coming in, and Greg was going out and was like, yeah, you guys got to be in this video. And so one of the people was Sam Jones, who's the original Flash Gordon from the 1980s Flash Gordon Queen soundtrack movie, Flash Gordon. And this dude is ripped. He's 60 years old. And he's like, yes, I want to be in this video. This is awesome. And then Greg got his friend Claire Kramer, who was she was in the Bring It On movies, and then she was also Glory, the main villain in season 2 of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. And so they just came in to help sing, and we have them singing the robot parts actually. Yeah.
Well, that sounds like a tremendous amount of fun, almost too much fun.
Yeah, it was pretty epic.
It was.
And at the very end of the video, you can see I think it's the last screen, but there's a still of like the 23 plus people that worked on the crew the day that we did the main set of filming with the green screens and with the set pieces. And I mean, it took a lot of great people. Also, the gal who keeps killing us over and over again is the amazing Leanna Vamp. She's one of the world's top cosplay models and cosplayers. And so she was just incredible to work with. But also we had Mike Biasi, who at the very end, there's this orc that comes up and punches us. And he won the international cosplay competition for BlizzCon 2016. And he is just a tremendous, tremendous talent. And he actually passed away last month.
Well,
so we were super, super, super happy to have him, in our video, especially with that being the case. But also all of those special effects and all of that, the screenwriting, the story and script was written not just by ourselves, but by Randy Van Dyke, who is an incredible producer. And he just does an incredible, great job. And, our hats are certainly off to him. And then we also, on the comic booky look, that kind of animated look that's over us.
Yeah.
That Randy Van Dyke did the lion's share of it, but we brought in an expert, a guy named Dave Wolgemuth, and he worked on Thor Ragnarok. He's one of the principal VFX guys on Thor Ragnarok.
Wow.
So super cool.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just about speechless, but I'm not allowed to be as a host, so I have to be able to watch.
Right. But you really nailed it on the head. I mean, tons of man hours went into a video like this. And because it was on the World of Warcraft game launcher as well, the stakes are high. So it has to be good because it's on one of the best video games in the world.
No joke. Yeah.
But at the same time, we, like Deathhammer said, we have endless fun.
Yeah. Sounds like it. Speaking of endless fun, let's go listen to the next track, Kill the Jedi.
Kill the Jedi.
Children of war, my hate will fuel this fire, brighter than the fires before. The force is strong with this one vindication.
Rock Metal Nation, it's John from the Rock Metal Podcast for a real quick break to let you know that Jay over at Metal Mayhem Radio is looking to help you get your band in rotation on his station. So go ahead and hit up Jay at studio@metalmayhemradio.co.uk. That is studio@metalmayhemradio.co.uk. Just go ahead and say that the Rock Metal Podcast sent you. He'll get you into rotation on Metal Mayhem Radio. All right, coming back from Kill the Jedi. Now, what I really enjoy about this song, and I'm pretty sure that this just demonstrates, it couldn't be demonstrated more, is a sense of humor, and that the verses are almost melancholic and super serious, and then we get into the chorus, which like changes over into like major or something, and it's like really,
no, that's exactly what happens. Yeah.
Really happy in the chorus. It's like, and then we go back to this verse, we're like, we're serious. No, seriously, we're serious.
Some of the influences, Slayer, I would say, would be one of them. Kind of an influence to give it that darker feel.
Right, on the verse of pre-choruses or whatever.
Yes.
Post-choruses. Yeah, and then it's exactly right. So this song was 2 years in the making. We had written it, and it had everything but that chorus, that major chorus, and we had actually we had done all of the production work at our home studio, and then we were working with another producer, and we brought it in 2 different times and did 2 renditions of the song, and it just never felt complete. And so one day Croonhammer was like, well, you know what? We just need to do a curveball, a total curveball. And I said, well, what if we turn into Weezer? for the chorus, and because we were trying to go more Slayer, and right. Go like that, and so I start playing the magic chords that everybody has, it's With or Without You, it's it's the Chili Peppers, it's everybody, it's Weezer, it's everybody, and so that was it. We just realized, oh my gosh, this is it. We needed some kind of something to make it fun and cool, so that when we hit those metal parts, it feels more, it has a little more push to it and feels darker.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, for Rock Metal Nation who dug the track Kill the Jedi as a bonus today, so if you go to those show notes, www.therockmetalpodcast.ca, bonus number 1 is the music video for Eat Us Alive, and bonus number 2 is a lyric video for Kill the Jedi. Now, for a lot of people, the lyric video is just lyrics on a screen, but I know a lot of times artists put a little more pizzazz and jazz into their lyric videos. So if you wouldn't mind taking us through maybe what was going on the inspiration side of the lyric video.
On the lyric video, we wanted to feature the fact that the Croonhammer and I, Shredhammer, we trade off vocals all the time. And so, For those of you who are listening, Croonhammer, who's not here with us tonight, he went to Chapman University, and he had he majored in opera, and so he's got this beautiful, amazing voice, and I'm the one who's saying "Kill the Jedi," So I went to the Cookie Monster School of Music, and so we've got Amadeus and I don't know, Brian Johnson from AC/DC, and they're doing a thing. Right. So in the lyric video, you actually see an image of of Croonhammer come up, and he's holding his lightsaber, and I think he's got the Dooku lightsaber, the Count Dooku lightsaber, and so the section where he's singing, you just see him. And then when I come in to do backups, you see me fading up in there. And then during the first chorus, I'm the only one singing. So you just see me, and I got the Kylo Ren, cool lightsaber that I'm holding. And we just decided that, for those deep fans of SongHammer, if they watch that video, they're going to be like, oh my gosh, that's Shredhammer's part. Oh, that's Croonhammer's part. Oh. And so we wanted to kind of walk people through what it might be like to see when we come in and come out. Because sometimes people say, I didn't realize it was two vocalists. I thought it was one guy. And so we're like, no, we're two guys.
That's awesome. All right, so what exciting news do you guys have for Rock Metal Nation to pay attention to?
We are looking at, the cons that are coming up, but definitely what's coming up in the immediate future is some new music. We have a song about Voltron that's coming out. We have a song about Carrie Fisher, actually, called Princess. And that's kind of an homage and a nod to her. We have another song. If anyone is into online gaming, they know what trolls are online. The people who give who are dogging people constantly, and they just want attention. So we actually have a song called "Don't Feed the Trolls" that sounds almost like a Ramones style punk rock song. Yeah. And so that stuff is coming up in the near future, and people should be looking for it. And then also be looking at conventions near you. If you're in the Midwest, if you're on the East Coast, if you're in Southern California, we're playing conventions all over the place. And so, start looking at your comic book conventions, your anime conventions, your sci-fi conventions. And if you don't see us at a convention you want us at, contact that convention and say, hey, we want SongHammer.
Excellent. Now, the next logical question is, how can Rock Metal Nation find out more about you and keep up with you? Is there a website that they should go to?
So first of all, raise your right hand out there in Radioland and repeat after me. I will now be a SongHammer worshiper. Amen. Cross yourself. You're now a hammerhead. So you go to songhammer.com and you look for a link on there that says free music. You're going to click on that, and it's going to take you to the song Kill the Jedi, and you're going to get it for free. So go to songhammer.com, free music, and you're going to find Kill the Jedi. That's what I want you to do.
Awesome. All right, so unless there's anything else you wanted to throw out there for Rock Metal Nation, I just wanted to thank you for taking time out of your day to come on to the Rock Metal Podcast and sharing SongHammer with Rock Metal Nation.
Woo! Yeah! We're totally stoked, man. Thank you for having us.
Yes, thank you for having us.
All right, Rock Metal Nation. Hopefully you just found your new favorite band in SongHammer. Big thanks again to them for coming on and sharing their music with us. Make sure to head over to www.therockmetalpodcast.ca to get all the information on the show you just heard today. And until then, rock on, Rock Metal Nation.